I recognize you. You are one of those goofy astrologers, aren't you?
I am not familiar with a branch of astrology called goofy. I am an astrologer. I am a holistic astrologer.
At least you have a sense of wit. As far as I'm concerned, you are all goofballs.
How long did you study astrology?
Study astrology? What is there to study? I have not studied astrology. No one studies it. You just read the paper or one of those little paperbacks in the bookstore.
So then you don't know what it is. How can you label astrologers as goofballs when you do not know astrology?
It's the crap in the comic section of the newspapers. It is entertainment. And then some of you actually believe that with the scant knowledge of the date, place, and time of birth, you can actually have something of substance to say. It is nuts.
Did you go to college?
I graduated from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
Then you know for sure that math works.
Of course math works.
How do you know?
I have studied it. It works.
Then how do you know that astrology does not work without having studied it?
Math is scientifically correct. It can be proven. Astrology is not scientific.
Astrology cannot be proved or disproved. A horoscope is a symbolic representation of a person as he or she can be, not necessarily the person as he or she is. The horoscope is a holographic guide of potentials. We could even suggest that it is a map of the absolute best an individual can be. Fulfillment and happiness are certainly emphasized when one follows the guidelines of the horoscope, learns lessons in life, and follows a strategy of will.
You guys believe that all human beings are pawns of planets, like there are strings tied to us from up above, and we are all puppets.
People are free to use their potential in any way they want to. Some choose to use the energy productively and grow. Others choose to use their potentials negatively. It is up to the person, not their horoscope. How many times do I have to tell you that a horoscope is a map of potentials? People are not pawns of fate tied to a horoscope.
I never heard astrology, never heard a horoscope described that way.
Of course not. You have never studied astrology.
You have my attention. Tell me more.
Environmental influences play a most important role in how a person reflects the horoscope. We are all born into a certain environment and become influenced by our parental history, by our neighborhood, educational system, city, state, or religion. These considerations play vital roles in shaping individual development. This development can be at a sharp contrast to what is suggested in the horoscope. A horoscope means nothing without applying it to the reality of a human life.
Damn. I took psychology classes before going to MIT. What you are saying reminds me of that. There is a psychological slant to all of this.
The way I practice it, yes. Astrologers used to be well-respected pillars of society. Then somewhere between 4 and 8 AD there was the Council of Constantinople. Rules were made about what would be and not be included in the Bible. Astrology was made to be a tool of the devil and was pitted against the church. Astrology in no way has anything to do with religious belief, but after over a couple thousand years of societal misinformation, astrology has been reduced to the point where people find you on the street and call you a goofball. I suppose it takes one to know one.
I apologize for that. You are on a roll. Tell me something else interesting.
When mankind first inhabited the planet, the rising and setting of the sun was mind-blowing. Imagine what it must have been like to have all this light, only to experience darkness.
I never thought about it.
Of course not. You never studied any astrology. Well, in the darkness, they started seeing bodies in the sky. Further observation of these stars and planets showed a correlation between their positions and activities on planet Earth.
Is that kind of like what happens during a full moon with so many things?
Yes. These observations were the beginning of astrology. They were all recorded on tablets in Egypt. The studies and observations grew and became more sophisticated in time. Kings, queens, dictators and more all kept astrologers by their sides. In fact, President Reagan and his wife used astrology in the White House. But this great art/science has been reduced in the mainstream to complete nonsense. This projection isn't helped at all by a lot of the practitioners.
Why doesn't anyone know about this?
They know if they study, but if your definition of astrology is based on anything otherwise, you are getting a false preview.
That sucks.
Planets used to be seen as gods. Did you know that the days of the week were given names that associated them with gods? Sunday is the sun's day. Monday is the moon's day. Tuesday is named after Tig, the German god of war, which corresponds to Mars. Wednesday is named after Odin, the Norse counterpart to Mercury. Thursday is Thor's day, related to the Roman Jupiter. Friday or Phrygia's day is related to Venus, because Phrygia was the god of beauty.
And let me guess. Saturday was named after Saturn.
That is correct. The last day of the week was named after the last known planet at that time.
What exactly happens with the date, time, and place of birth?
Computer software calculates a horoscope that is unique for anyone born at that time, and we are able to determine things about many life concerns in terms of your needs, and much more. We take that horoscope and compare it to the life that you are living, and away we go. It is a complex procedure. We use science to get the information, but the use of it is an art.
I had one of those internet sites send me a printout. Here is my horoscope.
You need to contact me for a consultation on this. But briefly, at first glance, some event occurred between the ages of 8 to 10 that was life-changing. Through that event, you developed a sense of defensiveness and insecurity that is well disguised as opinionation. We won't talk about the sexual dysfunction that causes the relationship concerns, and how it makes you feel so unlovable.
You saw all of that in 10 seconds. What have I been paying a psychotherapist for?
I don't know. Only a goofball would know.
I have learned a lot. Thanks so much.
Growth is a wonderful thing. Keep your mind open to things that are unfamiliar. You never know what you can learn. I have your consultation set for Wednesday at noon. My fee is $150. Do not be late, please. Goofball.